When I was 16 years old, I told my parents that I wanted to go to music school. But being from a traditional Indian family, I was met with extreme resistance. In no uncertain terms, my parents told me that I wasn't talented, that our family had no money to support me, and that we just lived in way too small of a town for me to really go anywhere. Just keep music as a hobby and then you'll be happy, is what my friends, family members, and teachers all repeatedly told me. Now, I basically had every logical excuse not to follow through on this idea of mine. But being so young back then, I of course lamented at how unfair the world was. Why couldn't I be the one that succeeded? Why did I have to go to a certain school and study a certain career path, all so that I could fit within someone else's box of what success is? And it dawned on me, between one of the many screaming matches between my parents and I, that I couldn't demand their respect. I had to command it. So I couldn't spend any more time trying to convince other people through my words alone that my idea was a good one and that I knew what I was doing. I had to put the work in first. So I doubled down on practicing my instrument, the drum set. It got to the point where I was practicing 8-9 hours a day, every single day, without fail. I would even take short-term trips outside of our middle-of-nowhere Eastern Canada town to find the best teachers I could possibly study with, and even when we went on family vacation, I would be practicing non-stop. And the point of this wasn't to get any sort of acknowledgement or credit from anybody else. In fact, my friends and family didn't really know what I was doing. The point of this was to, in the words of Steve Martin, get so good that they couldn't ignore me. And at this point, I guess a lot of people would say that I was following my passion, that I stumbled upon my life's one true purpose and everything felt relatively smooth, work-free, and easy from that point onwards. But to be honest with you, I didn't actually enjoy this process. I knew that I wanted to be in the world of music, and I knew it would take an insane level of work to get there. But I didn't know how or when this hard work would really pay off. And looking back from then to now, it took 13 years of hard work, of boredom, of feeling tired, of people not knowing who the heck I am, for anyone to so much as acknowledge any of my work. And every single one of you at some point or another will desire to do something that will push you, something that's beyond the status quo, and maybe even something that your friends and family disapprove of. And your cause, however noble and worthwhile, will invite some pain into your life, regardless of how passionate you are about your subject. And there will be points where you're going to need to force your commitment, because you will get tired, you will feel bored, you will feel like no one's acknowledging you for what you're doing and all your hard work, and most insidiously of all, you'll start to feel like you're not cut out for whatever it is that you're doing. And you'll want to bounce from thing to thing to thing, hoping someday something will eventually feel effortless. And that day will probably never come. And I still get these feelings from time to time, and they'll probably never ever go away. But it was through acknowledging these feelings and then working through them, I ended up studying at the Berklee College of Music in Boston, and now run a successful business making music and sound effects for video games. I'm quite literally living my dream job. But I had no idea that playing drums in my parents' basement for hours and hours and hours would lead to something like this. And that's something I hope all of you realize, that your hard work, your focus, your dedication, your commitment, it will pay off. But you probably won't know when, and you almost certainly won't know how. Jerry Seinfeld said it best when he said, "Your blessing in life is finding the torture you're comfortable with." And there are plenty of other amazing, successful people who have hit the top of their careers, but may not have enjoyed the entire process of getting there. Muhammad Ali, for example, said, "I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion." Or Ira Glass, in his famous talk about the gap between your skill level and your ambition said, it takes a while. It's gonna take you a while. It's normal to take a while, and you just have to fight your way through that. And Diana Nyad, the swimmer who swam from Cuba to Florida after failing several times in the past, did it without a shark cage, finally succeeding at age 64, said, commitment makes us better people. It makes the world a better place. And I wish when I was first starting out that someone had told something like this to me. That I didn't necessarily need to find my passion. That regardless of whatever it is that I ended up concentrating on, things would be challenging. That sometimes life would feel like a gigantic punch to the gut, and other times make me want to feel like I want to dance in the streets with joy. And I don't think that we all have one or even several predetermined passions waiting for us to stumble upon them, as if finding them will make our lives magically better. Instead, it's up to us to get really good at something, and it's from that point where we can make the biggest difference. Because it is in those hours of toil, of boredom, and feelings of futility that we discover who we really are. And that's how we can contribute the most to the world around us. Thank you.